Hi, welcome to Norfolk Beekeepers. I'll be doing an inspection today. I did come here about a couple of weeks ago and just fed them and that. Today we're going to be doing an inspection. We're going to be looking for several things. We're going to make sure that the queen is present, either by actually finding or finding the eggs. Also we're going to be checking, make sure there's no disease in the hive. Also the progression of any brood that is in there, and make sure that they've got enough food to survive. Now it's this time of year, it's spring, it's April, it's a very hard time for bees, especially out in the country, as they can actually starve. So we're going to make sure there's enough supply of foods in there today, as well as any brood, make sure the queen is present, are there any drone cells, and make sure there's no disease in the hive. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to open the hive up now. Tools I have is obviously the veil to protect myself. We've got a hive tool, and we've got a smoker which is lit, and inside there I'm just burning cardboard, strips of cardboard burnt up. It's completely safe for the bees. So first we're going to start off by smoking the entrance, which will just let them know that there's something going on. What that does, it also helps to hide the pheromone with any attack scent that they might give off. So keeps them a little bit calm. It always work from behind the hive. This is so you're out of the flight path, and it's also easy to manipulate the hive without getting in the way of the bees. It's not very warm today, it's warm enough to do an inspection, but it's going to be a quick one, just so we don't do any harm to them. We're going to take the roof off. Lots of spiders inside there. Okay, inside the hive here, inside the top, you can see that white thing. It's called a rapid feeder. Take that thing out of there. Right, the rapid feeder, well, that is it just feeds the bees. I put it in a couple of weeks ago just to make sure that they did actually have enough supply of food. So we're going to open this up now, see if there's any in there. Oh, that doesn't look good, does it? That's very mouldy. See, it's not looking too good. It smells bad as well. This is not a good sign for the bees at all. Okay, that's the feeder out. Inside here you can hopefully see the frames in there. Plenty of bees. Move that. Okay. This nose section, this on the top here, is called the crown board. Prise this off, which will then expose the bees. Take it off and show you what's inside. Now just check the bottom side of the crown board just to make sure the queen isn't under there. We certainly don't want to lose her. Smoke. This will just hopefully try to calm the bees. They are a very calm hive, so I'm not going to over smoke them. This is a spacer which was used for the crown board just to give a little bit of space. During the end of December, beginning of January, I did put some sugar in there. I started by putting a sheet of newspaper over the top. I just poured a kilo of dry cane sugar over the top. Over the winter then, if there's any moisture in the hive, that will be absorbed into the sugar and will hold it together. And then when the weather gets a little bit warmer from then, the bees will start to feed on that and use that to generate warmth in the hive, as well as feeding themselves, brood, and the queen and everything else in the hive. So I'm just going to smoke them again. I'm going to take out the first frame from the rear, which make a lot of room for us to move around. This is the first frame. Remember, what we're looking for is food, open brood, queen, and any disease. You can gently prise this out of here. It's a very heavy frame. Just make sure the queen isn't on there, which she isn't, which is good. We don't want to lose her. Now I'm going to show you this close up if I can. You can see all that. That is all capped capped food. This is obviously the sugar syrup and stuff I've put in. So there's plenty of food in there, which is really good, so we're happy about that. We'll just go through another couple of frames. We're going to put this down here to one side for the moment. Can't put it back in the hive yet because I need a little bit of room to move around. Let's place that there for now. Okay, we're going to go for the second frame. As you can see here, I don't know if you can see those at all. A few dead bees there. I think this is from when I inspected last. I may have squashed them a little bit up against the frames. There's plenty of food on there again. I'm going to put this one back in. move it to the back. You know, the thing is, when smoking the hive, it's best not to over smoke them. Want to try to find the queen if we can, so I can give you a show of what she looks like. We certainly don't want to push her further down into the hive on the sides away from the frames, so try not to smoke too much, otherwise she'll be trying to avoid the smoke and we won't find her. Okay, third frame. Now this one looks like it's stored with lots of food. Now this third frame here, you can see it's a lot darker than the other ones. So I'm going to just open a couple of cells there just to make sure there's no problems. Any damage I do to this frame here, the bees will repair. See if you can see that inside there. Where are we? Just broken it open. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that's definitely food in there. First, put the frames in the same way around that you got them out with. Lots of food stores on there again, same as the last ones. Give them a little bit more of smoke occasionally. That's when the pheromone starts to come through and the smoke wears off. Just make sure the queen is not on this frame. No, she's not on this one either. Tap the bees off like that. A few more dead ones on this one as well. I think this is definitely from where I put the frames together the last time I inspected. Starting to get to the centre of the hive now. Trying to scrape these dead ones off. That's it. Plenty of food in there. No, use a bit of smoke just to push those down into the hive. Certainly don't want to kill any. When you actually you can accidentally squash one, the other bees can pick up a pheromone that comes from the dead bee. It's an attack pheromone and it causes them to get aggressive. Okay, I'm now in the middle and I cannot see any brood present. There should be a little bit of brood in there by now. There certainly was the last time I inspected a couple of weeks ago. I still cannot find the queen. And there is no brood present. All these open cells here, especially in the middle there, should be capped. There should be at least a little bit of brood in there by now. Certainly isn't any on this frame here. So see if we can find the queen. Doesn't appear to be any sign of disease in there. Okay, now we've got brood. I can see brood on this frame. It's a bit of a staggered pattern. Just going to look for the queen. If I blow on the bees on the frame, you'll see that they move away from the airflow. Makes it easier to see what's actually going on the frame. But there is capped brood in here. I'm just making sure the queen isn't on here. I don't want to bring it over to the camera and she's going to fall off. We're going to start looking for her. We work from the edge of the frame, work your way around, keep your eyes peeled, work your way around to the middle. If you can't find her, turn her around, turn the frame around. Just do exactly the same pattern until you come across her. If she's not on there, I'm going to put this frame back. Right. Put this frame back very gently. I don't want to squash any bees between the frames. That's it, they're in. I did notice in the bottom of the hive, on the hive floor, that there is a lot of debris down there and some dead bees. Now they should have been cleaning this out by now and they haven't done. It may still be not warm enough for them to clean the hive out yet. Okay, this is the other frame, nearly towards the end now. I'm just looking around again for the queen. Just having a quick look. It may not necessarily be on the frame, so you may be hiding along the side of the hive, inside or on the bottom. So I'll just knock the bees off here. Inside there at all, you may see some eggs, you may not. They're very, very tiny and very hard to get a good image of on the camera. So the eggs are in there, there's brood, so that indicates the queen is present. So that is a good sign. Just going to smoke them again, just so they see them disappear down into the hive. Just the third from last. Yes, there is brood in there as well. Still keeping an eye out for the queen. Just going to shake them off. Okay. Now on here, the white parts at the top are capped food. Oh, honey in there. I did feed them some sugar syrup some weeks ago, so that could very well be that and capped over. But that's food along the top. Now as a brood frame, you can see the food's at the top. In the middle part here, this is the brood. This is where the eggs are laid. It will expand out and also spread to other frames through the colony as the weather gets warmer. Second from last frame. Just taking a quick look again for the queen. Damn, I've dropped the hive, dropped thing. Not a good idea that. I don't know whether the queen was on there or not, but it certainly didn't like being dropped. Just make sure that there's... Carry on, I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. There's no brood on this, but you can see along the top again that there is food stores. I just hope I didn't drop the queen off of that frame if she was in there. Okay, this is the last frame of the inspection. Okay, plenty of bees on here. There's no brood or eggs on this last frame. It is just stored food, which is good, and that's completely normal. Still cannot find the queen on this frame, so she's probably deep inside the hive. Just going to put the frame back now. I'm going to move them all over together to reassemble the hive. We'll just have one last look on this middle frame here, just in case the queen has moved onto there. I really like to show you what she looks like. And there she is, excellent. Hopefully you can see her there. That's the queen. She has a yellow dot on her back. Now there are 5 different colours. Each colour represents a different year, which can represent her age. She'll go around there and the bees will feed her. And she'll just carry on doing her thing. So she's definitely present, so we didn't lose her when I just dropped the frame. So what I'm going to try and do now, I'm going to attempt to lift this hive up, and I'm going to place it over to there. That way I can have access to the floor, clean it out. Okay, lots of bees, lots of dead ones. Okay, these bees here that are on the floor, these are either nurse bees or flight bees. I'm just going to put them onto the floor over here. Hopefully they'll find their way back into the hive. God, that is a really heavy box. It shows that there is definitely plenty of food in there. Okay, so we've got this hive all reconstructed back together. We know that there is bees in this one. This second hive here that you can see, there's no bees inside that at the moment, but when the time comes within the next 2 weeks, we hopefully will be doing a split. As the weather warms up, the brood will develop inside the hive. It will get so large, it will become overpopulated, and the bees will swarm. So we're going to prevent the swarming by doing a split and creating 2 hives out of the one. So thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed the video. See you on the next inspection.